Throwing in different combinations of both moves and equipment are a great way to hit new levels of core training. Here we're simply going to use some parallettes and some discs to explore some combination between an elevated change plank and a runner. Now the idea is you try and keep the body pretty still and control the entire running motion, whether you're one at a time or whether you're doing a continual mountain climber running version. And once again, the idea is that you want to try to keep as much control and stability through the core while you do it. So whether you're running in a continuous motion or you're breaking that movement down into pieces. One drive, one switch. One drive, one switch. It's a really great way to see how much control you have and how much endurance that core can have while you move. Challenging a little bit of core and mobility with this combination, we have a leg kick from a parallel to a tuck, hover, and kick out. The idea on the leg kick is you want to try and get those legs up as high as you can while keeping the legs straight. You're also trying to hold a good strong base on those parallettes. You can also add in that tuck, which you can either do all at one time, or here you're just trying to control in, hover a little bit, and then kick back out, or you can do a combination. One leg lift on each side, one tuck, hover, control the kick out, and repeat. One kick, hold nice and strong through the body, tuck, hover, kick out, and repeat. This is a really good overall challenge. Challenge in the angle and move into some lateral and rotational components here. Now the side plank is feet on the discs while you use this raise with the parallette. These discs really want to move, so you have to lock in that entire body all the way from the hand to the feet to keep the discs from sliding out both in front of you and away from you. You can add in a push-up, which adds that rotation, also changes the elements of how much control you have from that side plank. So you can't just hover and set, you have to control the entire thing. Easily, you switch sides. Well, I should say simply, the task is to switch sides, but the challenge is not necessarily easy. As you move back and forth, you got to control your legs, your core, and your body all the way through the shoulders as you hit that rotation. It's a really great overall body challenge. Switching it up a little bit, so now the disc is controlled by the upper body and the lower body is more stable or connected to, in this case, an equalizer. You'll notice that the body is level to the ground as best I can. And then as we control this move, I'm really trying to lock in the shoulders and core and push through an entire body at the same time. Not trying to push through the legs too much because you end up tipping over the equalizer. But the idea is you try to really control that body evenly. Here we can add a little dip, a quad extension. You do have to be mindful. Your hands are on a sliding, rolling disc, so don't go too crazy with this one. But the idea is you try and control as much as you can. Once you hit a little fatigue, easily drop down for a little drop set and finish off any move you want. Flipping it over for some posterior work. Now here is simply a hang with feet on the discs into a leg extension. Trying to lock in the support leg as best I can, and then really trying to flex the leg as hard as I can while keeping the knee relatively still. You'll notice that the upper body and the rest of the body also stays still because the idea is control. So even as you add movement, once again, control is the name of the game. So I'm trying to only move or slide or roll as far as I can keep that equalizer locked in, really pulling down hard. Now as I elevate one leg, the support leg is really fired up, but the body is still really locked in, controlling that slide, only moving as far as I can control each way without tipping over. You can always split the concept where one arm is supported and the other arm is rolling. Now this one really hammers the obliques, arms, lats, shoulders, but is a tough one to do. So sometimes I like to just hit the knees down, roll out one side at a time from that modified plank because a regular plank is pretty tough. You can also add the concept of a rollout while connected to an equalizer. Here I'm really trying to lock in the shoulders, arms, triceps, and then hit a explosive plank, but then control it the entire time. Kick out, control, reset. And then lastly, we're going to play with some creativity on the rollouts. Here I'm simply using the equalizer as a little bit of a marker or a barrier or something to kind of use to move around. And you can get as creative as you want. You can go inside, you can go outside, you can split. The idea is that you use your imagination to create different patterns and challenge yourself in unique ways. Here I'm staying up a little bit higher, but the concept is the same. One in, one out, really trying to control and not hit the equalizer. But the possibilities are nearly endless, as you can imagine, depending on how you set up the equalizer and the different combinations of how you roll. You can also do simple little things like just some changes here. And all I'm doing is trying to control the body and giving myself a task while I do it. This one is not incredibly intense for me, but is a nice little exercise in control and precision. And then finishing out with one of my favorite concepts with these rollers, just an ab rollout. I love the discs because they roll all different directions and they really make you control from top to bottom.